Welcome to the shadows, a world where love is forbidden, danger is a heartbeat away, and every secret can destroy a kingdom. If you're ready for werewolves, vampires, mafia kings, and romances that burn hotter than fate itself, you're in the right place. Before we dive into this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this one. Let's begin. The rain fell hard that night. So hard it sounded like the sky was breaking apart. Water rushed along the streets, flowing into every crack, every gutter, every dark corner of the town. Most people hurried home, holding umbrellas, running through the storm. But Emily Carter wasn't running. She walked slowly, hugging her coat around her as she moved down the quiet road. Her long brown hair was soaked, and her shoes made soft squishing sounds with every step. She had just closed the small bookstore where she worked and was heading home, tired and cold. Her heart was already heavy. The week had been hard, bills, long work hours, loneliness. She just wanted a warm blanket and a cup of tea. Then she saw something. At first, she thought it was just a pile of dark fur blown against the alley wall. But as she got closer, she heard a sound, soft, weak, like someone trying to breathe through pain. A whimper. Emily froze. Her breath caught in her throat as she stepped closer. The shape wasn't a pile of fur at all. It was an animal, a dog maybe, lying on its side, soaked by the rain. Lightning flashed, lighting up the alley for a second, and she gasped. The creature's fur was a deep black, but it had strange silver streaks along its back. And even in the darkness, Emily could see the blood mixing with the rainwater on the ground. "Oh no! No, no, no," she whispered, kneeling beside it. "Don't move. It's okay. I'm here." The dog lifted its head weakly, and Emily's breath stopped. Its eyes weren't normal. They were golden, bright, deep, glowing faintly even through the storm. "Who did this to you?" Emily murmured, reaching out slowly. The animal growled softly, not in anger but in pain. Emily hesitated for a moment, fear creeping in. She wasn't a veterinarian. She wasn't brave. She was just Emily, a simple girl who read books and avoided trouble. But she couldn't leave it here. "You're going to die if you stay out like this," she whispered. "Please, let me help." She reached forward again, and this time the creature didn't pull back. It looked at her, really looked, and something about its gaze made her chest warm. It was like the animal was asking her to save it. "Okay," she said softly. "Let's get you somewhere warm." Emily tried lifting it, expecting it to be small like a regular dog, but the creature was heavier, much heavier. Its body was large and muscular, more like a wolf than a normal dog. It groaned in pain, and Emily winced. I know. I'm sorry," she whispered. "Just hold on." She managed to pull the animal's large body over her shoulder and staggered to her feet. The rain beat down on them, but she kept moving, slipping, pushing, breathing hard. "You're going to be okay," she said, panting. "I promise." Somehow, she made it to her apartment a few streets away. She closed the door with her foot and carefully lowered the animal onto her small living room rug. Her heart pounded with worry. The creature lay still, breathing heavily, its golden eyes half closed. Emily grabbed towels, warm water, and her old first aid kit. Kneeling beside the animal, she gently cleaned its wounds. "It's okay," she murmured. "I'm not going to hurt you." The creature watched her silently, blinking slowly as if trying to understand why she was helping it. At one point, it tried to lift its head, but Emily placed her hand gently on its fur. "Shoo, rest," she whispered. "You're safe here." She didn't know that would become the most dangerous promise she ever made. After almost an hour, the animal's breathing steadied. The bleeding slowed. It curled slightly toward her warmth, surprising her. "You're beautiful," she whispered. "You look like you belong in a forest, not in a rainy alley." The creature's ear twitched, almost as if it understood. Feeling drained, Emily spread a blanket over it and sat on the floor beside it. She didn't want to leave it alone, not even for a moment. As she watched the rise and fall of its chest, the room felt strangely peaceful, almost magical. Her eyelids grew heavy. She didn't know when she fell asleep, only that the last thing she saw before darkness took her was the creature slowly stretching its neck toward her, as if listening to her heartbeat. Morning arrived slowly. Light crept through Emily's curtains, warming her face. She blinked awake and stretched stiffly. Then she froze. The blanket she had placed on the creature was now lying empty on the rug. Emily sat up quickly. Her heart started racing. Where was the dog? "Hey!" she called softly. "Are you okay? Where did you go?" That's when she heard it. A soft sound behind her. A groan. Emily's stomach dropped. She turned slowly and screamed. A man, young, tall, and half-naked, was lying on her floor exactly where the animal had been. His dark hair was messy and wet, his skin pale, his body covered in the same pattern of scars she had cleaned on the animal last night. And worst of all, his eyes. They were the same golden eyes. "Hi!" Emily stumbled backward so fast she hit her table. "Who? What? How did you get in here?" The man struggled to sit up, clutching his head like it was pounding. I'm not going to hurt you," he said in a rough, tired voice. Emily grabbed a broom, clutching it like a weapon. "Stay back. I'll hit you." The man coughed weakly, almost amused. "You're very brave for someone holding a broom." "Don't move," she shouted. He lifted his hands slightly in surrender. "Okay. I won't." Emily's whole body shook. Her heart was racing so fast she felt dizzy. "Who are you?" she demanded. "Why are you in my apartment? And where is the dog?" The man blinked slowly, exhausted. "I am the dog," he whispered. Emily stared at him. For a moment she thought she misheard. Then she laughed nervously, too loudly. No, don't say crazy things. "Found a dog. Big dog. Bleeding. I brought it home. Helped it. You're a person. Human. I'm not stupid." The man looked at her with tired sadness. "I know how it sounds," he said. "But you saved me. Last night. In the alley." Emily gripped the broom tighter. "This is insane. I'm calling the police." "Please don't," he said quickly, wincing from the movement. "They can't help with what I am." "Which is what exactly?" she snapped. He hesitated. Then he answered with a quiet honesty that made Emily's skin crawl. "A werewolf." The room fell silent. Emily stared at him, her breath stuck in her throat. "That's impossible," she whispered. "That's not real." He looked down at his hands. "I wish that were true." Lightning did not flash. Thunder did not roar. The room was completely still, making his words even harder to deny. Emily shook her head. "No, you're lying. This is some kind of trick. Or you hit your head. Or you need a doctor." The man met her gaze again, and his golden eyes glowed faintly in the morning light. "I remember everything you did," he said softly. "You picked me up from the ground. You talked to me. You covered me with a blanket. You helped me." Emily's lips parted. "How would you know that if you weren't?" "I was there," he said simply. She swallowed hard. "Okay. Let's say I believe you for 1 second." Her voice trembled. "What's your name?" He hesitated again, as if he had not spoken his real name in a long time. "Adrian," he said finally. "Adrian Hale." Emily kept her distance, watching him closely. "Are you hurt?" she asked before she could stop herself. Adrian glanced at his body. Scars, bruises, and one deep wound along his ribs. "Not as hurt as I was," he said. "You saved my life." Emily's cheeks warmed with confusion and disbelief. "I didn't know you were a werewolf," she muttered. "I know," he replied. "If you had known, you never would have touched me." Something in his voice sounded lonely. Emily felt a small ache in her chest. But she shook her head quickly. She couldn't let him soften her. "What do you want from me?" she asked. Adrian lowered his eyes. "For now, nothing," he said quietly. "I just need a moment to heal." "And then?" Emily pressed. "I'll leave," he promised. That was supposed to make her feel better. But strangely, it didn't. Emily slowly lowered the broom but didn't drop it completely. "Okay," she said carefully. "You can sit there. But no sudden movements." "I'll try," Adrian murmured, looking exhausted. He tried to stand, but his legs shook, and he fell back to the floor with a harsh breath. Emily instinctively moved forward. "Wait, don't get up. You're going to hurt yourself." Adrian looked at her with a mixture of frustration and gratitude. "I'm not used to being this weak." Emily swallowed. "And I'm not used to finding werewolves in my living room," she said softly. For the first time Adrian smiled, small and tired. "That makes two of us." Silence filled the room again, but this time it wasn't as sharp. Emily slowly walked to the kitchen, grabbed a glass of water, and returned hesitantly. "Here," she said, placing the glass near him. "Drink. You look like you're about to pass out." Adrian took it with shaking hands. "Thank you," he said. Emily watched him for a long moment, unsure what she was supposed to feel. Fear, curiosity, pity. The truth was, she wasn't sure. All she knew was this. Her life had changed the moment she picked up that dying dog in the rain. She just didn't know how much. Emily woke the next morning to sunlight streaming through the curtains, but the unease in her stomach had not disappeared. She rubbed her eyes and turned to the living room, but Adrian was gone. Panic surged through her. Where did he go?" she whispered, her voice trembling. She searched the small apartment. No sign of him. Only the faint scent of rain and something wild. A soft sound came from the corner of the room. She froze. A low growl, almost like a warning. Adrian stepped out from the shadows. His shirt was still wet from the rain. His golden eyes seemed to catch the morning sun, glowing faintly. "Good morning," he said, voice low and tired. "I didn't mean to sneak up on you." Emily's hand instinctively went to her chest. "Don't do that," she snapped, trying to sound braver than she felt. I didn't even know you were still here." Adrian stepped closer, but carefully, aware of the tension radiating from her. "I need to stay near you," he admitted. "It's safer that way." "Safer?" Emily echoed. "For who?" "For me," he said simply. "And for you." She frowned. "Why would I be in danger?" He hesitated, looking down at his hands, the scars still visible. "Because what I am attracts danger. Not everyone who sees me is kind." Emily's brow furrowed. "What do you mean? What you are?" Adrian's jaw tightened. He looked away, staring at the floor as if he were trying to choose his words carefully. "I am not human, at least not entirely. I am a werewolf." Emily froze. Her pulse raced, and a wave of disbelief washed over her. "You said that yesterday. Are you saying it's true?" "Yes," he admitted. His voice was soft but steady. "I didn't lie. I am a werewolf. A real one." Emily shook her head. I can't understand. This is impossible." Adrian looked up, and for the first time, his expression was vulnerable. "I understand. It's hard to believe. But I'm alive because of you. If you hadn't taken me in, I would have died in that alley." Emily's hands trembled as she sank to the floor. You almost died." "I didn't know. I just saw an injured dog. I couldn't leave it there. I had to help." "You saved me," he said, his voice barely a whisper. "And now, because of that, I am bound to you." Emily frowned. Confusion etched across her face. "Bound? What do you mean?" Adrian's eyes softened. "There's a connection now. Something ancient, something magical. The moment you showed me mercy, became tied to you. I can feel your emotions, your heartbeat. Even when you're not near me. It's a bond that only happens once in a lifetime." Emily's chest tightened. She didn't know whether to be terrified or honored. "So, this is real. Not just a story. It's real," he said. "And because of it, cannot leave. I want to. I should. But I can't." Not without you knowing everything. She looked at him, heart pounding. Everything. Adrian nodded. The truth is dangerous. I've enemies. Werewolf hunters. Other packs. People who will kill anyone associated with me. Any human who dares to help. Emily felt her stomach twist. Kill me, she whispered. Not intentionally, he said quickly. But if they see you, if they discover the bond, yes, you would be at risk. And that is why I must stay close. To protect you. Emily looked at him in disbelief. You're saying I could be in danger just because I saved a dog? Adrian's golden eyes met hers. Yes, and it is not just danger. It's complicated. The bond. It's more than emotional. Something ancient. Something that can't be broken lightly. You've changed my life, Emily. Forever. She swallowed hard, feeling a mixture of fear and something she couldn't name. I just wanted to help. I never wanted this. I know, he said softly. I know. And that's why it's so powerful. You didn't know. You didn't care. You helped anyway. That's rare. That's why the bond exists. Emily took a deep breath, trying to process everything. So what now? Now, Adrian said, standing slowly. We need to be careful. You need to understand. There are things I cannot hide. My nature. My instincts. They are stronger than I am sometimes. Emily nodded, though her heart pounded. Okay, we'll try. I think. Adrian smiled faintly, a little sadness in his expression. That's all I ask. Just try. For the rest of the morning, Emily watched him carefully. Every movement, every breath. It was like he was balancing on the edge of something wild, something dangerous. And yet, despite the fear, she couldn't deny the pull she felt toward him. Something magnetic, something that made her want to be near him. Emily thought she could get used to Adrian being there. She brought him food, kept the apartment warm, and even tried to talk casually as if everything was normal. But deep down, she knew nothing about her life was normal anymore. Later that evening, the doorbell rang. Emily froze. She wasn't expecting anyone. She wasn't sure she should answer. Adrian noticed the hesitation and whispered, "Do not open it." Emily's hand shook as she peered through the peephole. A man stood on her porch, tall, dark-haired, wearing a long coat even though it was raining again. He carried an air of authority, like someone used to giving orders and having them obeyed. Emily stepped back. Who are you?" she called, keeping her voice calm but firm. The man's eyes flicked briefly to the peephole, as if he knew someone was watching him. Then he smiled faintly. "Emily Carter." Her breath caught. "Yes, who are you?" He tilted his head as if studying her. "My name is Lucas Grant. I'm a friend. I'm here to warn you." Emily frowned. "Warn me? About what?" Lucas's expression darkened. "About him. Adrian. The man you're keeping here." Her heart jumped. "What do you mean? He's hurt. I'm just helping him." Lucas's eyes narrowed. "You have no idea what you're dealing with. That creature is dangerous. And because you helped him, you are now a target." Emily's hand trembled as she gripped the door. "Target? For what?" Lucas stepped forward slightly. "For everything he is. The blood he carries. Enemies he has. And the hunters who follow him. You are tied to him now, whether you know it or not. And that makes you vulnerable." Emily's heart raced. I don't understand. He's just a man. A man who was hurt." Lucas shook his head. "Not just a man. He's a werewolf, Emily. Real. Powerful. And very few people in this world want him alive. You helping him. That makes you part of his life. Part of the danger." Emily's chest tightened. I can't just leave him. He's injured. He needs me." Lucas's eyes softened for a moment, almost pitying her. "I know. But you need to understand. If you stay with him, if you continue to protect him, there will be consequences. They will come for you. They will come for him. And some of them will not stop until one of you is dead. Emily swallowed hard, tears brimming in her eyes. I don't care. I can't just abandon him. Lucas sighed, running a hand through his hair. I warned you. That's all I can do. He stepped back, fading into the shadows. Be careful, Emily Carter. You're in deeper than you know. The door clicked closed behind him. Emily sank to the floor, heart pounding. She felt a cold dread settle over her. But at the same time, a fierce determination bloomed inside her. Adrian appeared behind her silently, his golden eyes watching her carefully. They came, he asked softly. Emily nodded, brushing tears from her cheeks. A man. He said you're in danger. That anyone who sees you will try to kill us. Adrian's jaw tightened. He knelt beside her, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. I told you. That's the world I come from. That's why I can't let you go. Emily looked into his eyes, seeing not just danger but honesty, vulnerability, and something she couldn't name. Then we'll face it together, she whispered. Adrian's lips curved slightly in a small, tired smile. I hoped you'd say that. The rest of the evening passed in tense silence. Emily tried to keep herself busy, cleaning, organizing, anything to take her mind off the danger Lucas had warned her about. But she couldn't stop thinking about Adrian, about the bond, about the threat lurking in the shadows. Later, Adrian stepped closer, his golden eyes studying her. Emily, you should rest. You need your strength. Tomorrow will be harder. Emily shook her head. No, I can't sleep. Not when you're in danger. Adrian's expression softened. Then stay close. I'll keep you safe. I promise. Emily nodded, leaning against him, feeling his warmth and strength. For the first time, despite the fear, she felt strangely calm. But outside, in the darkness of the rainy street, Lucas's figure lingered. Watching, waiting, calculating. Emily didn't yet know it, but her act of mercy had already changed her life forever. And the danger was only beginning. The night air was cold, sharp, and smelled of rain-drenched earth. Emily sat on her apartment couch, a blanket draped over her shoulders, trying to make sense of everything that had happened. The memory of Lucas Grant's warning still clung to her, sending a chill down her spine. She had spent the day mostly in silence. Adrian hadn't spoken much either, but she could feel him there, just near her. Something about him, his presence, his golden eyes, was impossible to ignore. Finally he spoke. Emily. Adrian's voice broke the silence, low and hesitant. We need to talk. About everything. Emily turned to him, gripping the blanket tightly. I thought we already talked. You're a werewolf. You're in danger. Hunters are out there. You told me everything. Adrian shook his head slowly. I haven't told you everything. Not yet. There are things that are hard to hear. Harder to believe. But you deserve the truth. Emily's stomach tightened. I can handle it. Tell me. He looked down at his hands, his fingers twitching nervously. I was born into a family of werewolves. Not just any family. The ruling line of a pack that's centuries old. Our kind isn't like humans. We fight for power, for survival. No. I was cursed before I was even an adult. Bound by blood to the old magic that governs our kind. If the curse isn't controlled, it can destroy everything I touch. Emily's breath caught. Destroy everything. Adrian's golden eyes glimmered in the dim light. Yes, my life has always been dangerous. Every choice I make can have consequences. And when you saved me, the bond formed. Now your life is tied to mine. You can't escape it. Neither can I. Emily shivered. So, this bond, it's dangerous for me too. Yes, Adrian admitted. The bond is strong. It links our hearts, our emotions, even our instincts. You can feel my pain. You can feel my fear. And if I am attacked, you might be hurt as well. That is why I didn't want to involve you. But you wouldn't have left me. Emily's eyes brimmed with tears. I couldn't leave you to die. I saw you hurt and helpless. I couldn't turn away. Adrian's lips quivered, a rare vulnerability shining through. That's why the bond is powerful. It's ancient. Humans with mercy like yours are rare. They can change the course of a werewolf's life. Even mine. Emily's heart skipped a beat. Change your life. Yes, Adrian whispered, his voice thick. And now there's no going back. The bond exists. I feel connected to you. In ways I never expected. Sometimes, I can sense your heartbeat even across the room. Sometimes, your fear reaches me before you even speak it. Emily's voice trembled. And what about me? What if I don't want this? Adrian's gaze softened. You can try to resist. But the bond, it doesn't care about desire. It's already here. You saved me and now, I'm yours. In a way. Emily blinked, overwhelmed. Yours. You're talking like you belong to me. Adrian stepped closer. His golden eyes glowed softly in the moonlight streaming through the window. Not like possession, but like fate, like something that can't be broken. I'm yours to protect. I think slowly you're mine too. Her heart thumped loudly in her chest. She couldn't speak. Her mind swirled with fear, disbelief, and an unfamiliar flutter she didn't want to name. Emily, Adrian whispered almost hesitantly. Do you understand now? Why I need to stay close to you? Why I cannot leave you? Emily shook her head, tears slipping down her cheeks. I think I do. But it's terrifying. Everything about you. Everything about this. It's terrifying. And yet, I feel like I want to stay. Adrian's lips curved into a faint smile. Then stay. Don't leave me tonight. Not when the danger is near. The sound of rain against the windows became distant. Emily nodded silently, feeling the warmth of his presence, the strength radiating from him, and the strange unspoken bond forming between them. Hours passed in quiet companionship. They didn't speak much, but their silence was comfortable, almost intimate. Adrian occasionally moved closer, subtly, making sure she was safe, always protective, always aware of the invisible threat that loomed outside. Finally, Emily whispered, I feel like I've known you forever, even though I just met you. Adrian's eyes softened, glimmering with something raw and unguarded. The bond, it changes that. Time doesn't matter. Distance doesn't matter. Emotion, connection. It becomes timeless. Emily shivered at the intensity of his gaze. She didn't fully understand what was happening. She didn't know if she should be afraid, or if she should let herself feel. And yet, despite her fear, she wanted to. The following day, Emily awoke to a strange sense of disorientation. Something was different. She felt connected. Not just to Adrian, but to something deeper, something she couldn't name. She shook her head, trying to clear her thoughts. But then she noticed it. Adrian's presence in the apartment, though he wasn't in the room. Adrian, she called softly. A shadow moved in the corner. He appeared, eyes glowing faintly, a faint aura of power surrounding him. You're awake, he said. Good. We need to talk. Emily frowned. What now? Adrian stepped closer, careful not to frighten her. The bond between us. It's stronger than either of us thought. It's ancient, and it has effects you may not understand yet. She frowned, confused. Effects? What do you mean? He reached out, hesitating as if unsure if he should. Sometimes, feel your emotions. Sometimes, I sense your thoughts, your fear, your hope, your anger, even your joy. And you feel mine. Emily's hands trembled. That's impossible. It's not, he said gently. The bond links us. Humans with mercy and courage can create it. And you saved me. You didn't know what I was, and yet you helped anyway. That makes the bond stronger. Emily's chest tightened. She wanted to step back but found herself unable. There was something magnetic about him, something she couldn't resist. "And it's dangerous," Adrian continued. "If someone, a hunter or an enemy of my pack, discovers it, they could use it against us." "Against you?" Emily swallowed hard. "Then what do? "We protect each other," Adrian said simply. "We stay close. We stay aware. And we trust each other." Emily felt a wave of fear. "Trust? You're a werewolf. You're not human. How can I trust you?" Adrian's golden eyes softened. "Because I would never hurt you. Not intentionally. You saved my life, Emily. And now, I will spend the rest of mine protecting yours." Her heart raced. Even if it's dangerous." "Yes," he said quietly. "Even if it's dangerous. Especially because it's dangerous." Emily looked at him, feeling the intensity of his words. She didn't fully understand what was happening to her. Her heart, her mind, the strange pull she felt toward him. But she knew one thing: she couldn't turn away. Over the next few hours, Adrian demonstrated what he meant. He moved with grace, almost like a predator, aware of every sound, every shadow. He sensed things Emily couldn't. A faint noise from the street. He was alert. A shadow across the room. He was cautious. Emily watched him carefully, amazed and terrified. You're incredible," she whispered. Adrian's lips curved faintly. "Not incredible. Careful. Alert. Alive. And I stay that way because I have to. Because of you." Emily's pulse quickened. "Because of me?" "Yes," he said softly. "The bond ties us together. You're not just my human. You're part of my life now. Part of my world. And that world is dangerous. But I will protect you. Always." Emily's hands trembled. I want to believe that. I already do." Adrian stepped closer, the air between them charged. "Then stay close. Don't be afraid. Let yourself feel it. The bond. It's powerful, Emily. Stronger than anything either of us expected." Her chest fluttered at his words. She felt fear, awe, and something else, a strange warmth she couldn't name. Suddenly, a noise outside the window made them both jump. A shadow moved along the street. Adrian's muscles tensed. "It's him," he whispered. "The hunter. Lucas Grant. He's back." Emily's breath caught. "Back. He saw you yesterday. He warned me. Why is he here again?" Adrian's jaw tightened. "Because he doesn't know the bond fully. He senses it. He knows something is different. And he wants to test it. He wants to see how far I'll go to protect you." Emily's heart raced. "He'll try to hurt me." Adrian shook his head slightly, but his golden eyes glimmered. "He won't succeed. Not if I'm here." Emily's chest tightened. "Then, we stay together. No matter what." "Yes," Adrian whispered. "Together. Always." For a moment, the rain outside seemed to fade. The danger loomed, but inside the apartment, they were a single unit, connected by something powerful and ancient. The bond that shouldn't exist, existed. And neither of them could deny it. The full moon hung low in the sky that night, casting a silver glow over the city. Its light reflected off wet streets, puddles, and windows. Emily felt uneasy as she closed her apartment blinds, the shadows outside seeming thicker than usual. "I feel like tonight isn't normal," she whispered to Adrian as he sat beside her. His golden eyes fixed on the window. Adrian didn't answer immediately. He was tense, muscles coiled as if ready to spring. Finally, he spoke in a low, controlled voice. "Tonight is dangerous. More than usual. Hunters move differently on nights like this. And Lucas, he's coming back. I can feel it." Emily swallowed hard. He won't hurt me, will he?" Adrian's jaw tightened. "I will stop him. Promise. But you must stay alert. You cannot be careless. One mistake, one wrong move. And you could be caught. Emily nodded, though her fear tightened her chest. She wanted to say something brave, something to reassure him, but the words wouldn't come. Hours passed slowly. The wind howled outside, rattling the windows. Every sound, a car door, a distant bark, a whisper of movement, made Emily's heart jump. Then she heard it. A sharp crack against the side of the building. Adrian's body stiffened. "They're here," he growled. His voice was low, dangerous, a predator's warning. Emily froze, heart pounding. "Who?" she whispered. "The hunters." "Lucas," Adrian said. He stood slowly, moving to stand in front of her. His eyes glowed brighter in the moonlight, sharp and alert. "Stay behind me. Don't move. Don't make a sound." Emily's hands shook. "I'm not leaving you," she said, though her voice wavered. "You're not leaving," Adrian said, voice softening briefly. "But stay safe. That's what matters. Trust me." A shadow moved outside the window, and Emily could see Lucas Grant, crouched like a predator, scanning the building. Adrian's muscles tensed. "They think they can take me," Adrian whispered, almost to himself. "They don't know what I am capable of." Emily felt a chill run down her spine. What do you mean?" Adrian's eyes glinted golden in the moonlight. Slowly he began to change. Muscles shifted, bones stretched. Fur sprouted along his arms and back. His teeth lengthened, and his hands curved into claws. Emily gasped. "Adrian, what?" He growled low in his throat. "Shoo! Watch and stay behind me." The transformation was mesmerizing and terrifying. Adrian's human form dissolved into something wild, powerful, a creature that looked part wolf, part man. He towered over Emily now, his golden eyes fixed on the shadows outside. Lucas stepped closer, drawing a crossbow. "Adrian, hail!" he shouted. "Come out now, or she dies." Emily froze. Her breath caught. "Don't!" Adrian leapt to the window in a blur, muscles coiled. His howl split the night, a sound that made Emily's bones tremble. He bounded out onto the fire escape, claws gripping metal. In seconds he was gone. Emily's heart pounded as she watched him fight. She could hear the clash of movement, the growl of rage, the snapping of branches as Adrian confronted Lucas outside. She wanted to run to him, but she stayed. She couldn't move. All she could do was watch. Moments later, Adrian returned. He had Lucas pinned to the ground, teeth bared. But then he paused, stepping back, and Lucas scrambled away, terrified. Adrian's golden eyes found Emily. His breathing was heavy but controlled. "Are you safe?" he asked. Emily nodded, tears streaming down her face. "Yes. You're amazing but so scary." Adrian's lips curved faintly, even though he was still tense. "I'm scary because I care. Because I won't let anyone hurt you. Do you understand?" She nodded again, trying to steady her shaking hands. "I understand. I'm not leaving you." "I can't." Adrian's gaze softened as he crouched beside her. He shifted back to his human form, though still glowing faintly in the moonlight. His hand reached out to touch hers. "Then stay. And trust me." Emily took a deep breath. She felt the pull of the bond stronger than ever. His heartbeat, his emotions, his presence, flowing into her. And she realized, with a thrill and a fear she couldn't name, that she trusted him. Completely. "Always," she whispered. Adrian nodded, brushing a wet strand of hair from her face. "Always," he echoed. The rain began again, washing the streets, masking the distant threat of hunters. But inside the small apartment, something ancient and unbreakable had formed. A bond of trust, of protection, of something deeper than either of them could explain. The next morning, Emily woke to sunlight streaming through the window, but the previous night's tension still clung to her. She shivered, recalling the fight with Lucas Grant, the transformation, and the howl that had echoed through the streets. Adrian sat on the edge of the bed, looking out the window. His golden eyes glimmered even in daylight, a quiet intensity in them. "You should rest," he said softly. "Last night, it took a lot out of both of us." Emily nodded, sitting up slowly. I didn't sleep at all. I kept thinking, what if he comes back? What if someone else attacks?" Adrian's lips curved faintly. "Then I'll be here. Always. I won't let anyone hurt you." Her hands trembled slightly. "I trust you. I think I've trusted you more than anyone ever." Adrian turned to her, a look of wonder on his face. "And yet, you don't even fully know me. You don't know the world I come from, the pack, the enemies." Emily nodded slowly. "I know. But I want to try. I want to understand. I don't want to leave you no matter what." Adrian's golden eyes softened. "Then you must know. Once you are part of this world, there's no going back. You can't just return to your normal life. You'll see things, feel things, be drawn into danger and power you can't imagine." Emily took a deep breath. "I don't care. I'd rather face danger with you than stay safe without knowing you." Adrian's gaze softened, almost reverent. "You're brave and foolish. And that's what makes you remarkable." Suddenly, a presence shifted outside the apartment. Adrian's head snapped toward the window. His muscles tensed. "Pack territory," he muttered. "We should leave." Emily frowned. "Pack? You mean more werewolves?" "Yes," Adrian said. "Some of them will accept you. Some won't. I need to show you. You need to see the world I belong to. You need to understand the stakes." Emily nodded. Fear curled in her chest, but so did excitement. "Then take me there." Adrian extended his hand. "Come with me." Emily took it, her pulse racing. The moment their hands touched, she felt the bond intensify. His emotions, his heartbeat, his strength flowing into her, mingling with her own. She swallowed hard, trying to keep her fear from overwhelming her. They moved through the city streets, Adrian's senses guiding them. He navigated alleys and rooftops with ease, while Emily clung to him, heart pounding with every step. Finally, they reached a hidden forest at the edge of the city. A large clearing appeared, illuminated by the rising sun. Shadows moved, figures emerging from the trees. Wolves and humans. Some stared at her with suspicion, others with curiosity. "This is your pack," Emily whispered. Adrian nodded. "Yes, but be careful. Not everyone will welcome you. You carry the scent of the bond, and that can make some of them hostile." A woman stepped forward, a tall, elegant werewolf with silver hair and piercing eyes. She studied Emily intently. "And who are you?" she asked, voice sharp. Emily swallowed. I'm Emily. I helped Adrian when he was hurt." The woman's eyes softened slightly, but caution remained. "Helping him, you say?" She looked at Adrian. "He trusts her." Adrian nodded. "Yes, and she saved my life. She's part of the bond now." The woman's gaze shifted back to Emily. "Part of the bond, That explains the scent. The connection. You must understand bonds like this are rare, dangerous, and powerful. I am Elena Hale, his sister." Emily froze. "Your sister?" "Yes," Elena said, her voice calm but wary. "And I must warn you. Loving him, being part of this bond, will not be easy. There are enemies everywhere, some within the pack, some outside. And if you're not careful, you could destroy him, or he could destroy you." Emily's chest tightened. "I understand. I want to try. I want to stay." Adrian reached for her hand, golden eyes steady. "Then we face it together. Always." Elena's gaze softened slightly. "Very well. But know this, nothing in our world is simple. Danger is everywhere. And sometimes, love itself can be the greatest threat." Emily swallowed hard, feeling the truth of her words. And as she looked at Adrian standing beside her, golden eyes glowing in the sunlight, she knew she was ready to face anything. For him, for them, for the bond that shouldn't exist but did. The night was thick with mist. The forest surrounding the pack's territory seemed alive, shadows dancing under the moonlight. Emily walked beside Adrian, her hand firmly in his. Her pulse raced, not just from fear but anticipation. Tonight, she would finally understand the prophecy that had haunted Adrian's pack for generations. Elena Hale, Adrian's sister, led the way. Her silver hair gleamed faintly in the moonlight. Behind her, other pack members moved silently, their eyes alert, muscles tense, ears flicking at every sound. "This is the place," Elena said, stopping in a clearing where an ancient stone altar stood. Moss and vines clung to it, making it look as though it had grown from the earth itself. "Here, the prophecy begins." Emily's chest tightened. "Prophecy? I don't understand. What does it mean?" Adrian squeezed her hand. "You'll see. And you'll understand why the bond exists, why it is so rare, and why it is dangerous." Elena stepped forward, placing her hands on the altar. She whispered in a language Emily didn't recognize, low and melodic, almost like a song. The air shimmered faintly, the mist twisting and swirling around them. Emily's breath caught. "What is happening?" Adrian's golden eyes glowed brighter. "The prophecy is awakening. You need to watch." Suddenly, the air seemed to pulse. A soft hum vibrated through the forest, resonating with Emily's chest. She realized the bond was reacting. It wasn't just connecting her to Adrian, it was awakening something deep within both of them. Elena spoke again, louder this time. "The one who shows mercy to the wounded shall become the heart of the pack. Their bond, unbroken, will either unite the clans or bring ruin to all." Emily's eyes widened. "Me. The heart." Adrian turned to her, voice soft but intense. "Yes. Your mercy, your courage, saved me. And now, you are tied to me in ways neither of us can fully control. That is why Lucas is hunting. That is why danger surrounds us. The bond makes you powerful, but it also makes you a target." Emily's hands trembled. "Powerful, but I don't feel powerful. I feel scared." Adrian cupped her face gently, his thumbs brushing her cheeks. "Fear doesn't make you weak. Makes you human. And it makes your courage all the more extraordinary." A sudden rustle in the shadows made everyone tense. Lucas emerged, a dark figure against the silver light. He carried a weapon, something sharp and gleaming, not a crossbow this time. "You've gone too far, Hale," he said, his voice cold. "This bond, this human girl, it shouldn't exist. And I will make sure it never does." Emily's heart pounded. "Adrian, he's here." Adrian's eyes narrowed. "Stay behind me. Don't move. Not even a step." The air between Adrian and Lucas crackled with tension. Then, in a sudden blur, Adrian shifted into his wolf form. Fur bristled, muscles coiled, and his golden eyes glowed with predatory light. Lucas lunged, weapon raised. Adrian met him in midair, claws flashing. The fight was brutal. Teeth, claws, and raw power against human skill and cunning. Emily could barely breathe, frozen in fear and awe. You're insane," she whispered. Adrian's growl vibrated through the clearing, carrying a warning. "Stay back. Now." Lucas faltered, realizing the wolf before him was no ordinary creature. But he was determined. He charged again, only to be thrown back by Adrian's strength. Emily wanted to run to Adrian, but a soft touch stopped her. Elena's hand on her shoulder. "Watch. Learn. Do not interfere unless I say." The fight raged, and Adrian's wolf form seemed unstoppable. But Emily noticed something terrifying. Lucas was strategic. He knew exactly where to strike, how to use the terrain. If this fight continued, both sides could be seriously injured. Suddenly, the bond pulsed violently. Emily felt Adrian's pain, his fear, his rage, flowing into her. She cried out, gripping her chest. "Adrian, stop!" Adrian paused mid-lunge, sensing her voice through the bond. He shifted back into human form, panting heavily, muscles tense, eyes glowing faintly. Emily ran to him, wrapping her arms around his neck. "Stop. Please. Don't let him kill himself." Adrian exhaled, closing his eyes briefly. "You're right," he murmured. I can't let my anger destroy me. Or you." Lucas scrambled to his feet, breathing heavily, his eyes wild with fear and frustration. "This isn't over," he shouted. Then he vanished into the shadows, retreating like a hunted animal. Emily held Adrian tightly, tears streaming down her face. "Are you okay?" Adrian's lips curved faintly, though his golden eyes still glimmered with tension. "I am, because you are here. The bond. It kept me from going too far." Emily shivered, realizing the depth of what he said. Their connection wasn't just emotional, it was powerful, almost magical. And it had saved both their lives. Elena stepped forward, placing a hand on Adrian's shoulder. "The prophecy is true. The bond exists, and it is now fully awakened. But remember, danger is never far. You must both be vigilant. You are connected for life." Emily looked at Adrian, golden eyes meeting hers. "For life," she whispered. Adrian nodded, brushing a wet strand of hair from her face. "For life." Emily felt a surge of fear, exhilaration, and something else, a thrilling certainty. She would face whatever came, together with him. The morning after the battle, the forest was quiet. Mist hovered over the clearing, sunlight filtering through the trees in soft golden beams. Emily and Adrian walked side by side, hands entwined, the bond between them pulsing stronger than ever. Do you think it's truly over?" Emily asked softly. Adrian shook his head. "No, danger never fully leaves. But we are stronger now, together. The bond has awakened fully. Nothing can break it." Emily nodded, feeling the weight of the past weeks. The fear, the danger, the fight, the revelations. And yet, a sense of peace settled over her. She had found something rare, a connection deeper than fear, deeper than life itself. Adrian stopped, turning to face her. His golden eyes were soft, warm, and filled with something almost tender. "Emily, I know this world is dangerous, and I know it will test us. But I promise, I will always protect you. Always." Emily's heart pounded. "And I promise, I'll stay with you. Always." Adrian smiled faintly, a rare softness in his features. "Then we face whatever comes, together. No matter the danger. No matter the enemies. No matter the world outside." The sun rose higher, illuminating the clearing and the small pack that had gathered. They watched quietly, acknowledging the bond that now defined Adrian and Emily. Respect, curiosity, and hope flickered in their eyes. Elena approached, her expression calm but proud. "You too. The bond is rare, stronger than any I've seen. Protect each other. Respect it. And you will survive, together." Emily swallowed hard, feeling the weight of her words, the truth of her decision. "We will," she whispered. Adrian reached for her hand again, holding it firmly. "You've changed me, Emily. You've saved me in more ways than one. And now, the bond, it makes us stronger. Nothing can break this connection." Emily looked up at him, her chest tight with emotion. I never expected to find something like this. Something real. Something powerful." Adrian's eyes glimmered in the sunlight. "Neither did I. But it's here. And it's ours. Forever." Emily smiled, a tear slipping down her cheek. "Forever," she echoed. The bond between them pulsed once more, deep and strong, as though the universe itself acknowledged their connection. In that moment they were no longer just human and werewolf. They were partners, lovers, protectors of each other, bound by something older than time itself. As the forest held its breath around them, Emily realized one thing. Every danger, every secret, every fear had led her here. To Adrian. To this bond. to a life that was terrifying, exhilarating, and utterly unforgettable. And no matter what the future held, they would face it together. Adrian pulled her close, golden eyes soft and luminous. "Are you ready?" Emily smiled, resting her head against his chest. "With you, always." The forest seemed to echo their vow, the sunlight catching the mist like a promise. And in that moment Emily knew the bond was unbreakable. Their love, their courage, and their connection would carry them through any darkness that came. Hand in hand, hearts bound by ancient magic, they stepped forward into the unknown, together. Like the story? Subscribe and turn on notifications. New forbidden romances drop soon, and trust me, you don't want to miss the next twist.